Ramos.
Her name was Maria, and she was from Kearny, New Jersey. I met her in an exam room about 6 years ago at Newark Beth Israel Medical Center, where she had just come out of surgery. She spoke only Portuguese, and I translated for her as she learned about the next steps in her treatment and care. I remember how amazingly happy she was. There was a bright light about her, even though she was in the fight for her life. I remember thinking, how can this woman be so happy and smiling when her breast was removed and now she has to endure chemo? I got to know Maria and her daughters very well after the first day in the clinic, and I soon learned what an amazing human being she is. She told me that breast cancer was a kind of blessing for her, a benção in Portuguese, something I didn't truly understand until this year. My life up until this year has really been without great drama. 3 kids, a wonderful husband, and a job that I loved. By helping non-English speaking navigate through the process of breast cancer treatment and care. A job which you should know is funded by an Avon grant from the Avon Foundation. That's why I used to come and cheer at the Avon Walk New York to help say thank you to the walkers and crew who literally helped me help others. Last year, since I knew I was transitioning to a different job, now not under the Avon grant, I decided to walk as a final thank you before moving on in my career. It was a fantastic experience. Then in January, I took a Zumba class, and that's when I felt the sharp pain in my upper breast. I knew something wasn't right. Soon enough, my gut feeling turned out to be a reality. Even with no family history of breast cancer, I had 2 tumors growing inside my breast. I was now in my patient's shoes, scared not for me, but for my children. This news came only after a few months after we learned that my father had stomach cancer. My low-drama life was now filled with it. But I knew that I was lucky enough to have insurance, access to great medical care, and an incredible support network which would help me see through. And even after a double mastectomy, horrific chemo, and radiation sessions that just ended recently, I've started to understand what Maria meant by a blessing in disguise. Now I don't stress about the little things in life. I get to wake up, see my children, and smile. Every single day. I know in my heart that this disease will not be the end of me. It's only the beginning. I'm lucky enough to have my husband, kids, and other family with me here today, and to know that after having chemo and radiation in the very same building as I did, my father is doing great. This weekend, I had the honor, thrill, and benção of walking with all of you to continue preaching my message of checking yourself no matter how old you are, to remind you that if something doesn't seem right in your body, it probably isn't. And to help thousands of men and women get the strength, information, and empowerment they need to fight this disease. Thank you for helping fund positions like the one I loved for so long at Beth Israel. Thank you for walking and crewing and donating for people just like Maria and me. Obrigado.
Thank you, Alice, for sharing your story. We're so happy that your close personal connection to the foundation and the Avon Walk has helped you in so many ways. Alice, this is just one of many stories of survival we celebrate today and every day. We are honored to have so many survivors with us this weekend. We don't have time to tell you about all of them, but we'd like you to meet a few more of them. Liz Delgado has been an Avon Walk volunteer twice, but this year she decided to walk. She was diagnosed when she was 34 years old, and she walked this weekend for all young survivors. On October 25th, she will celebrate being a 10-year breast cancer survivor. Angela Casada was also diagnosed young at 31, and she had a 2-year-old at the time. She endured 6 months of chemo and 5 surgeries, and she just completed her 7th Avon walk, 1 for every year of her survival. Ida Colon has crewed at Rest Stop 1 for the past 8 years because she feels grateful and wants to help every walker. She worked hard again for all of us this weekend as a 9-year breast cancer survivor. And Lola Haley Kendricks just completed her first Avon walk. She's here because she has so much to be thankful for. She was very sick last year, but as her body healed, her spirit grew stronger, and she knew she wanted to help others. Today, she crossed the finish line as a 1-year breast cancer survivor. So many beautiful survivors, so many inspiring stories of survival. Because of what we've all done together this weekend, there will be more stories of survival told here in New York and across the nation. But despite our efforts, breast cancer continues to be the most frequently diagnosed cancer in women in the world. In fact, a new diagnosis of invasive breast cancer in the United States is made every 3 minutes. Every 3 minutes. That statistic has followed us during our time together. While we walked and cheered and laughed and cried, more women and men began the fight for their lives. To honor them, we've distributed Avon Walk Connection ribbons at random, all weekend long, every 3 minutes. Alice received one of the first ribbons we presented at yesterday's opening ceremony, and now there are 650 ribbons draped around our shoulders, each one representing a story yet to be told. As Alice presents this weekend's final ribbon to me, she passes its power from survivor to survivor. I will bring this ribbon with me on to our final event in Charlotte to complete its journey across the 2014 Avon Walk season. As it travels, it will build strength from the dedication of so many walkers and crew and survivors like Alice, and it will build our hope of giving every diagnosis a happy ending. The world is a different place because of what you have done, but it's also a different place because of those we have lost. This weekend, 150 more lives will be lost to breast cancer in America. 150 more lives heartbreakingly cut short. So many of us are here to honor the memory of someone we've lost. Let's pause together to think about them in every life that has been taken by breast cancer as we share a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. We walked and crewed to honor all of the brave women and men whom we've loved and lost to this disease, and we dedicate our walks to ending breast cancer in their memory. And with your help, the Avon Foundation is leading efforts to do just that by helping accelerate research and improve access to screening, diagnosis, and treatment. The Foundation's newest programs include leading a Metastatic Breast Cancer Alliance to better help those living with metastatic disease and to reduce breast cancer recurrences. We've created an exciting innovation challenge to fast-track 10 promising research discoveries to start helping patients faster. We funded the largest study demonstrating that more Black women are dying of breast cancer than white women, and we support programs across the country to end those and other disparities with better screening and treatment. Those services are available at our 7 Avon Comprehensive Breast Centers, our 58 Avon Breast Health Outreach programs, and our 50 safety net programs at public hospitals. Your donations to the Avon Walk help make all of this possible. We are so thankful of your support, so please join me in giving yourselves a huge round of applause because you deserve it. Thanks. It is now my honor to introduce the CEO of Avon Products and your fellow walker, Sherry McCoy.